Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 20th. We're going to jump right in here, Scorpio, and we're going to see what is going on for you at this time. In your general energies, you have this wisdom card, and so it's like, I feel like you need to, number one, by the way, Scorpio, if you have been like training for something, or if you have some wisdom that you want to share with the world, I mean, Six of Pentacles literally says it's time to get started because it will be very successful for you. I also feel like some of you need to take a nap, number one. So if you have been feeling exhausted, if you have been making mistakes and things like that. And I'm not calling you out here. I think that the universe is just saying, maybe take a little bit of a break this week or, nurture yourself just a little bit, because I feel like that'll help you out significantly with this energy. I also feel that you have this Four of Pentacles. So I feel like the Four of Pentacles is saying, Four of Pentacles is about letting go of what used to be. And I don't know what it is this week, but a lot of people have been getting this energy of thinking about the way things used to be in life. Part of me wonders if this is Pluto and Aquarius. We have Pluto going into Aquarius. I talk about it all the time because it's super important. But what I would say is, it's like I think there's a lot of that energy of thinking about the way things used to be, which is really holding us back. I think we need to be more future focused. You also have the High Priestess here. I do feel like you have a lot of very intuitive cards here. So for a lot of you, I feel like you need to use your intuition. You end with the Queen of Cups, and that could be you. And she is really normally looking at that cup that she's holding on to. And it says she really values her emotions. She really values how she feels about things. And that's the only thing that matters to her. Like any decision she makes, anything she works on, anything she does, she really makes sure that she values it. And I feel that needs to be a focus for you this week with that card. You also have the Six of Pentacles here. And again, I feel like for some of you, this has to do with sharing. It's like there's something you're not doing. I always get this for you, Scorpio, where it's almost like I feel like you've been thinking about revisiting something that you used to do. It could be like a side hustle, a career, a business. You're the only sign that gets this, by the way. But I always get this feeling for you of like going back to something, breathing new life into something. I'm not referring to a relationship here either. Again, it feels financial to me. And I feel like there's a lot of growth. There's a lot of expansion there, right? Going to Three of Wands, a lot of accomplishments as well. I just think that it's going to require you to push past some barriers with that Four of Pentacles, or for you to do things that maybe you're not sure that you can do, but you can if you would just get started. So, whatever's holding you back, I feel like you need to let that stuff go. The reason I say I think is because it does not show up in the cards. Like what I just said doesn't show up here. It's just more of a, kind of like a hunch, an intuitive hunch. It's not a strong intuitive message, right? It's just something small that I get for you, but I get it every single reading. So I don't know, I guess that makes it big, but it's something that I would think about. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Cups here. Could be a love offer coming in for you. But again, I feel like you have to let go of the past to have this love offer. I also feel like this, like if you have your eye on a person, for example, which I also always get for you, Scorpio, number one, I would shoot your shot. Number two, is what I would say is I feel like you need to stop like selling yourself short. I actually feel that, this person could be a little bit of a mystery here. I used to think that it was a Pisces for you, Scorpio, and it could be. But, I mean, it's like clearly you always get these Pisces cards in your readings. What I'm starting to feel for you is that it could be any sign, obviously, which is always true. But, I'm starting to wonder if it's just like this is actually you, because she might have her back to the world. And we don't actually know. But, part of the High Priestess is it's possible that she's shutting out the world behind her and she's only focusing on herself, which is actually a good thing with the High Priestess. But at the same time, it can say you need to explore some sort of mystery. So if you're interested in a person, it's like shoot your shot, because you have to find out. You have to explore the mystery. With the High Priestess, you have the King of Wands. Again, it could be someone very bold, very assertive, someone who gets a lot of attention as well. Definitely could be a fire sign. Wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if this person is just very fiery, and that could be the reason why you're having a hard time approaching this person or kind of moving towards them. if it's a person. And again, take this how it resonates. It could be a person who's like this with you. So you might have a secret admirer and they could be nervous. I also feel that this is talking about exploring mysteries in general. The King of Wands, he does not care how he accomplishes something. He just does it. He is like my card of truly learning as you go. He doesn't know how to do maybe what he's about to set off and do, but he just figures it out. So, don't be afraid to learn as you go. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands. Are you kidding? Definitely a very strong connection, but someone has to make a move here. Six of Pentacles. It's like Six of Pentacles is breadcrumbing, but if this situation hasn't happened yet between you two, clearly there's a lot of desire, a lot of attraction. I think it's crazy that these are two like hawks, and there's a hawk right here. You also have this birds of a feather card. It's like everything is saying this is a very good connection if this is love. Very fiery, very passionate. But Six of Pentacles says someone has to make the first investment, Six of Pentacles is planting seeds. And so it says you have to do something to get this moving forward, right? Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this birds of a feather card. So again, if this is a person, you two might actually be birds of a feather. You might be perfect for each other. I would also be careful, with this card of your surroundings, like the people that are in your life. I do feel you need to make sure you're surrounding yourself with, positive influences, good people, all that other stuff here. You have the Hangman. It's like I feel that you've learned a lot, probably since during COVID. I feel like COVID was probably like much more of a learning experience for you out of all the signs, right? And it's like I think if you look back to the beginning of it, whatever that was, 2019, I don't know, time doesn't exist anymore for me since that, but whenever that was, it's like I feel like you've done a lot of maturing, a lot of growing. It's like you're a totally different person is what this reading is saying. It's like you even probably want different things in life. You have the Seven of Cups here. And so maybe that time, like the past few years, has given you time to gain some new perspectives on life. I don't really feel there's anything unexpected for you this week. I always say I don't try to make these rows fit if they don't, but it's not that there's nothing unexpected. I feel like it's more that, you've changed your perspective. And sometimes I think when we change our perspective, we fight against it a little bit, or we kind of resist it just a little bit, even though we know it's the right direction to move in. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like I don't really have any good examples for you. It's like there have been some times, like even on YouTube, all these popular videos are always like debates and stuff like that. And like I've seen somewhere, it's like you see that a person starts to see the other person's argument, starts to see their side. It's like they start agreeing with it, but they also start to fight against it. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but I feel like for some of you, it's like there's some things in your life, maybe some changes or some desires that you have. And I feel like you're in that zone where it's like, I'm not saying you're like fighting against it, but I'm saying like maybe there's like that little bit of resistance where you're like, I almost don't want to believe this, right? It's like you're like, I almost don't want to move in this direction, but I don't know. I feel like that's what you need to do. Three of Wands. Three of Wands says go on the adventure. Three of Wands is a card of expansion, taking the lead. There's also this hawk that's flying above him, or an eagle, whatever, on this card. I always say that you could say that your ships are coming in, but these ships are pointing out. And he is looking at that water. The water is always golden in color. And the story of the Three of Wands is that he's looking at that water. He thinks that he's actually looking at the desert because it's golden in color, looks like sand. But when he looks closer, he sees the ships. It kind of is a card that says when you look closer at something that captures your attention, that you might see a big opportunity that's in front of you. And like literally, are you kidding me? The world right here, big opportunity for change, big opportunity to experience a transformation or success in your life. But what do you have to do? You have to go through this threshold. Four of Wands is a card of freedom. It is a card of marriage, of course, but, I wouldn't really say there is love here, don't get me wrong. And if it's this person, the King and Queen of Wands person, then could definitely lead to marriage. But the Four of Wands is a card of freedom, and sometimes I think freedom is scary, and people always say, no, I want to be set free. How is freedom scary? I'm like, well, freedom could mean starting a business, and it's like, that can be scary, right? It's like you have the freedom, but you're also responsible for like everything, so that's how freedom can be scary. And there's like something here that could set you free. But again, I feel like you have to like cross through a threshold. With the Hangman, are you kidding? You have the World card. Exactly. I feel like you have the world in your hands. And I feel like there's a lot of success and achievements coming in for you, your worldview has changed. And because of that, again, I feel like you've gained this new perspective on like what you want in life, all that other stuff. With the Three of Wands, you have the Nine of Swords. Yes, you have to end your current situations in life. I'm not even talking about, like, I don't think this is saying, oh, you have to leave a relationship, or, oh, you have to change your relationships or your business or whatever. Nine of Swords just says you just have to change the way you do things. Nine of Swords is having a nightmare, waking up, and still being in a nightmare. It is a round and round situation. So I would be making some changes. I'm literally working on a whole new channel that's all about experimentation, but I don't mean like doing experiments. What I mean is like doing things differently every single day, trying something new in business and work and your love life, everything, because that's the thing. That's the best way we can work with the Pluto and Aquarius energy, is just making those 1% improvements. With the Four of Wands, you have the Tower. Like I said, I actually feel like this is a good Tower. This came up in reverse. I don't read reversals, but it is interesting, but I do feel like this could be a good Tower. Number one, Tower in the world is a move, so some of you could be moving. Number two, this could be just a surprise that like you marry a person here, or that you are waking up to a person. But again, the Tower would also represent letting go of something and starting something new. Next, in the information you need to hear right now, you have this Hawk Spirit. It says, let Spirit be your guide. I feel like you are being guided towards things, but maybe it just hasn't been very clear. I always tell a story about like this channel. Before I had this channel, I had another business. I was working on two things at once, this channel and a business. When I started this channel, I wanted that business more. Looking back on it, I really didn't. I just wanted the money, right? And I'm not going to even sugarcoat it, right? And I just wanted the money that business could provide. But you know what happened is that this channel ended up becoming way more successful, obviously, because I'm still doing it. And not only that, I actually want to do this channel. I did not want to work on that business. Like, really, when I think about it, it's like, for the most part, it was a grind. I was grinding my face off. I was tired. I was exhausted. It's like, this fills me with energy. By the end of my day, I have a lot of energy because I'm like channeling from source, filling myself with energy. This is what I want to do, right? And so for the most part, that wasn't what I wanted to do. But it's like, at the time, it's like I couldn't see that this is what I should have been doubling down on, right? And so I kind of feel, the reason I'm talking about this is because I think that there's something in your life where it's like maybe you're being like pushed in a direction of something you really want to do. Your heart belongs to it. Queen of Cups in your reading, and Ace of Cups in your reading as well. And it's going to be a big accomplishment, the world, twice. But I feel like you have to move in that direction, right? You have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, she's like, this is the after tarot. This lady here is out in the cold, but she's choosing to get moving. She's not going to freeze. These two are going to freeze right here. This one's like, okay, I'm not going to call attention to my weakness or my situation. I'm going to get moving in a new direction. So, again, I feel like it's saying don't be afraid to get moving. It's funny. Someone left me a comment saying that they wanted to move, but they don't have the money. I said, well, just start moving. That doesn't mean you actually move. What that means is, look for a job in the location you want to move to. Start looking at apartments, or it could even be online as well. I am convinced once you start getting the energy moving, the universe will get out of your way. I always tell a story. I used to live in Seattle. I don't live there anymore, but I used to live there, and my brother and I, we just came out to Seattle for a vacation, and then we ended up wanting to move there, but we didn't have the money at the time. We didn't have anything, and even when we first moved there, we were like just scraping by, but number one, that was like some of the best times of my life, number one. And number two, it's like we really didn't have the money to do it, but once we started moving the ball in that direction, then we actually were able to do it. Everything fell into place. So, I'm convinced that we just have to, even if we feel like we don't have what we need, we just have to start moving in that direction. You have the Seven of Cups. Again, your priorities have changed. We talked a lot about this, and I think that's a major part of the Seven of Cups is that, your priorities are changing or your desires are changing. And, don't be afraid of those changes, mostly because you're going to accomplish what you want. The world is a card of accomplishments. So really, really good. Let's see here, Scorpio. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Empress. Very attractive at this time. I feel like you could be attracting a very attractive person as well. So, really, this could be the two of you. But it's also saying to me that there's like a lot of abundance coming in for you in making a change. Again, if I didn't move to Seattle, for example, I would, that's about the time that I started doubling down on this channel. It took like 3 years, but after about 3-4 years of living in Seattle, I was doubling down on this channel that whole time, but then it really started to grow. So, it really is the thing, I think, one of the things that really kind of made me take life seriously, right? There's no other way to say it. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups. Yes, you need to choose your own happiness. Number one, no settling either. I get that feeling for you. We kind of talked about this at the beginning. I would say no settling. I feel like you can have the Ten of Cups, so why not have it, right? You can have it all, basically. I want to make it clear, I don't think we ever truly have it all. Plus, if you had it all, you would be bored. Trust me. It's kind of like the whole, a lot of people think they want to like retire early and go be on a beach and drink margaritas all day. But it's like that gets old fast. It gets boring, right? So I don't think we ever truly want it all, but I feel like you're accomplishing a lot of the things you want. With the World, yeah, look, you have this Four Cups. This is called the White Sage Tarot, this deck, and you can see that these 3 cups are pouring into 1 cup. I actually really like this Four Cups because of that. It's like saying that you're entering into a situation where you're getting like the Ace of Cups, which is literally right here in the same diagonal. So I feel like you're getting a situation that's much more fulfilling. At the end here, for the good stuff, it doesn't matter what shows up here. It's going to be positive no matter what. You have this message card. So I feel like a message, number one, you could be sending a message, a person could be sending a message to you, whatever it is, doesn't matter. I feel like this is saying that a message is being well received. So if you're attracting love, for example, I feel like you could be, shooting your shot, or they could be shooting their shot, and it's like going to be a good message. Let's put it that way. You have the Knight of Swords, which could also be a message coming in for you. Normally, I'm not like the biggest fan of the Knight of Swords. I don't think it's a terrible card always, but it's showing up in the area, the good stuff, obviously. So I feel like something is going to move forward quickly. So if you shoot your shot, or a person shoots their shot towards you, then I feel like it's going to be very successful. I also feel like some of you, it's just talking about quick success. So if you don't want love, even if you do, it's like when you start working on what you're really truly supposed to be working on in life, your true purpose, or whatever you want to call it, or something that you just want to rebirth. Again, we talked about this at the beginning. There's like some sort of knowledge that you have, and I feel like you just need to rebirth it. I don't know how else to say it. You have the Queen of Cups. I am getting the word mother here. This could be something to do with your mother. Some of you could be becoming a mother here. I don't know. It's popping into my head. But really, I feel it's talking about nurturing and caring for yourself, being kind to yourself, doing the things that you need to do to be healthy and happy and all that other stuff. So I think it would be a great time. Empress as well. It would just be a great time. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It would just be a great time to nurture yourself and take care of yourself. You have the Six of Cups. I love the Six of Cups because it can be a gift from the universe. I always say the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is usually like a turnaround, where we've been trying to do something that hasn't been working. And when we get the Six of Cups, it kind of, it kind of represents a time where we can push through some obstacles that were put maybe in place a long time ago. Let's see. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Hangman. Again, a change in perspective. Again, this is why I say maybe it's not a Pisces, is because you always get these cards like multiple times. You're the only sign. And I really feel with that Seven of Cups that your perspective on life has changed over the past few years. There are like different things that you want. I think that the missing piece of the puzzle for you is, number one, movement with the Hangman, but also matching the energy. It's like if you're still in the old energy and you're not like matching the new energy of what you truly want, that could be holding you back. So I feel like you need to start mimicking the energy of success. It's like anything in your life that you want to be successful, start matching that energy. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Five of Pentacles. Again, this is the good stuff, so it doesn't matter what comes in here. And I feel like you could be coming out of the cold, which we already kind of know because you have the Five of Pentacles again. I also feel if you're like worried that if you meet a new person that they will leave you out in the cold, I would say no. I feel like there's like a very loyal person coming in for you. With the Six of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands. Yes, very passionate new beginning. A lot of passion, a lot of desire. If you're attracting love, could be very passionate and have a lot of desire. But I also feel that there's just like a passionate new beginning coming in for you here. Let's see. We are going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this pin card. It says new job, career on it. So some of you could be getting a new job or career. Again, I really get that feeling of rebirth. So some of you clearly have some wisdom. I almost get this feeling that you've slept on something, like you haven't been doing it. You haven't been practicing it, right? And maybe you took a break from something that you've been working on or that you did work on in the past. And I feel like you need to rebirth it. Like I said, I feel like you need to try again. And again, if things aren't working, I feel like you need to gain a new perspective. It's like there might be a reason. Maybe there's a better way to do what you want to do, right? You have this mice card. It says discord among family and friends. Yeah, this could be distracting you. I kind of just get like little distractions. That's literally what's popping into my head here with this card. It doesn't even have to be family. It could be anything. So I would make sure that, again, birds of a feather right here, I would make sure that you're surrounding yourself with positive influences, and I would get rid of everything that you don't want to be. Again, birds of a feather flock together. If you hang out with the shitbirds, then that's what you're going to be. If you hang out with the eagles, then that's what you're going to be, right? Hang out with the good stuff. You have this dragon card that says, beware of self-delusion. I feel like this is saying allow yourself to be surprised is really the words that I'm getting. It's like sometimes I think we lose the magic in life. We start to become jaded, or we start becoming cynical. I feel like this is saying allow some Six of Cups, right? Six of Cups is childlike energy. It says allow some more playfulness, happiness, allow those things to enter back into your life. You have this diamond card. It says you will be receiving or giving a precious gift. I don't know. I think we talked about this the whole entire reading. There's clearly some sort of gift coming in for you. You have this pail. It says time to get out of a situation. Yeah, we know that it's time for a change for you here, Scorpio, or for you to move towards something new. This is a really good reading. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you this week. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.